just a couple of days ago, Steve Fisher had some glowing words about our next guest, saying if he chose to do so, he could become a fine basketball coach someday. And we welcome Aztec senior forward Tim Shelton to the program. Let me ask you, Tim, do you have any interest in becoming a basketball coach someday?
Oh, most definitely. It's actually something I touched bases with Coach a while ago. Actually, like the second time I had surgery, just kind of sitting down and thinking about what I was going to do after basketball. But no, yeah, of course. I'd love to be a basketball coach one day. And, right now I'm excited about playing still, so,
Yeah, it's a little early to start thinking about your coaching career, but you're kind of a coach on the floor. And speaking from that side of things, be a coach on the floor and take a look ahead to this UNLV game coming up on Saturday. To me, it's the biggest challenge of the year for your basketball team facing this UNLV squad.
Most definitely, besides the Baylor game, it would be our biggest challenge. Our biggest game up to this point for us, and just in terms of our progress and where we're going to go into league play. So, that game's going to be big, followed by New Mexico. But this Saturday is definitely going to be exciting. We're going to be ready to go.
You beat them 3 times last year. Does that help you at all confidence-wise, or is these 2 completely different teams?
Naturally, our team is confident. Beating them last year, I feel like that motivates them a little more, just to kind of get that off their shoulder. But, we're a confident group of guys. We're very confident in what we can do and our ability to watch film, scouting report. We're on it right now so that we can come out here and get that win.
Tim, should we read anything into that performance against Chicago State? A lot of people want to say, you might have been looking ahead at UNLV, let a team that wasn't that good stick into the game a little too long. What should we read into that game?
Well, the thing is that you look back at last year and you see the San Diego State team last year, what they accomplished, and no one really knows about the game we played in Ohio against Green Bay, Wisconsin. We were down by 26 points at halftime, came back and won the game.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where, it often happens. We weren't quite ready to go as we should be. We got the win, obviously, but it was a learning lesson for us, and we got the win. We watched a little bit of film on it today. We definitely knew it wasn't our best game, and we weren't happy with the win. So it's not like we were satisfied with how we won the game. It kind of lit a fire under us a little bit, and we definitely were more attentive today when it came to film and just getting better. So,
Tim, are you surprised that you guys are 14-2 right now?
No, I don't think I am at all. Obviously, before the season, you look at who we lost and guys going to the NBA and major impact players and certain percentages of our scoring and rebounding and all the statistics. But then in the locker room and in practice, you see the effort and you see the intensity and you see the motivation. We motivate each other and we're confident and we know that if we work together, we can get stuff done. Playing defense, hanging our hat on that right now, and our guards are scoring well. So, I'm not surprised. The games, a lot of them could have gone, either way. They're close games, but we pull it out, and it's good to be where we are right now.
Talking with Aztec senior forward Tim Shelton right now on Extra Sports 1360. Tim, you have a unique skill that is underrated in college basketball and all basketball, really.
It's one of my favorite plays in all of basketball.
We love pointing back to that Arizona game when you took 6 charges, but it's something you've been doing all season. I want to ask you, though, how do you do that? Is there a way you can practice that or something that you do in your mind that makes you so good at that? Because other players can't do that.
You don't want to practice it too much, man, because you're going to get run over too many times. But it is a skill that you have, Tim. Is it something that you have worked on?
Yes, it is. It was actually something that I had ingrained since high school. Working with Coach Hutt my freshman year at Bakersfield High, and then when I transferred to Clovis West, it was a Clovis West trademark is taking charges. So if you could imagine me on a team with a whole team of people that take charges like that, how annoying that would be. It started in high school for me. And I did it in practice here, earlier on in the year. Now Coach doesn't like me doing practice. He doesn't want people to get hurt. But I kind of have a knack for it now. It's kind of one thing that I was trained in, help side defense and vision. And now it's more of a knack for it and on-ball defense and using off arms and kind of baiting the refs a little bit, talking to them all nice and stuff too.
Being nice to those referees, that'll get you some charge calls from time to time. There's no question about it. I also imagine there's a lot of film study involved in it in terms of trying to see what your opponents like to do and then being there to take that away from them before they even know what they're going to do.
Oh, most definitely. You recognize things like that in film, which hands they, what their go-to moves are, what they favor. Just things naturally like that. Coach giving you little pointers here and there. Even in the game, if you notice something new that a player will do, you can, we in the huddle we tell the team, and it's just little things you pick up on throughout the game and just kind of going with the flow of it.
Does it bother you when Coach Fisher says, well, we got to manage Tim and we got to manage his injury in his knees? I know it's a reality, but I'm sure if you had your way and you felt like it, you'd be out there almost every minute of every game.
Well, yeah, obviously, it's one of those things where my thing is in practice and trying to be a leader, and I just don't like sitting out of practice sometimes because I don't like being a voice that's on the sideline trying to tell people what to do when most of the time coach doesn't want me in or my knees are hurting, so I'm not in to be able to give that example necessarily. So it's one of those things where I lead, but I don't want to be over vocal because I can see how someone might get irritated if someone on the sideline and starting or playing a lot of minutes and not doing all the things in practice they were doing.
Tim Shelton of the Aztecs is with us. Tim, you had so many big games last year. BYU came to town. Everybody was ecstatic. Now this Saturday, UNLV comes to town. I don't want to say that it's ho-hum because it's exciting every time there's a big game, but there must be a great sense of accomplishment with this Aztec basketball team that here you are back in the top 25. Here comes another top 15 team into town. And it's a little bit like Old Hat. You know you're going to have your great fans, the show, Viejas Arena, the whole atmosphere. You guys are getting used to this kind of deal.
Well, I mean, it's something to be prideful of, you know, all the work Coach Fisher has put in, and definitely you see the transition from where he started here into where we are now. I feel like the city deserves this. I feel like San Diego State deserves this, and it's one of those things where we're going to continue to work hard. We need to be at a high level of basketball so the city can keep having this type of fun and we can keep having this type of success.
Tim, last season we talked a lot about your song, Game Time Ready, and how cool that was. Now, I understand there was a new video that was made recently. I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but can you share with our listeners some of the details on the new song that you were working on? Okay,
so the new song is called Aztec Motto. You can go download it for free on hotnewhiphop.com, and the artist is under test. This is my artist name, Timothy Edward Shelton. But the video we filmed last week is amazing. We have a couple more edits to make, so the school will finally officially approve it. It's nothing raunchy or crazy like that, but the video is awesome. There's going to be a lot of dunks. The show is involved. We have the women's basketball team in there. Cheerleaders are involved. We had around 250 people show up to Peterson Gym to film this thing, and it's awesome. It's well put together. Life Capture Media is the group that put it together, and it's amazing.
Can you tell us again where the download is again, Tim? I didn't quite get that. I want to make sure our listeners are able to pick it up.
It's hotnewhiphop.com.
Hotnewhiphop.com, okay.
And then in the search bar, just type in TES, and it'll pop up Aztec Motto.
There you go. Tim Shelton, future coach, future songwriter, well, actually current songwriter, future current charge taker, and current leader of the San Diego State Aztec basketball team. Should be a great game on Saturday afternoon against UNLV. Let's get the conference season started out on the right foot, Tim. Good luck, man.
Thanks. You'll get a sneak preview of the video on Saturday, too, before the warm-up. Before we come out.
Everybody get there early for the game on Saturday so you can get a sneak preview of the video. No question about it. We will do that. We will accept that invitation, Tim. Thanks a lot.
No problem. Thanks for having me.